Hello, everybody. Welcome to With Wisdom, Embodying Energy and Embracing Seasons. And we are in the second week of January. And in this second week of January, you might notice actually in my room, it is kind of dark here because the lights, yes, we turned that corner. We talked about that in December, but it's still kind of quite dark. And in our first episode, we talked about sunrises, and I have a jumper on to kind of represent that sunrise. And we also talked about the different aspects that we can experience water, the elements of winter, particularly in the month of January. And I must say, Gabby, on my walk this morning, I think I experienced quite a number of those elements. There was the mist, there was still a little bit of ice on the ground. It felt it felt like actually that where the ice had melted, it was running quite freely. So I felt like there was like three different states there with the mist and the water and the ice. So, I'm quite interested just noticing water in my environment on a day-to-day basis. How about you? What's it like over in Germany right now in terms of the water in the world?
Well, hello everybody.
Yeah,
We are now in the second week of January, and this year started strong. And
that
well,
it did.
if some of you may know, I'm from Venezuela, so yeah, we're quite in the news. And we are trying to remember the essence of the water in the different states. Here in Germany, it has been snowing, and especially in the north, it's quite a lot of snow
Definitely.
and yeah, and settling times, so to say, and in the world in general, we started with the realization that not everything is quite cut clear in which state it is. Sometimes we are in the point of transition of all these states, and they meet each other in this point, which I forgot in thermodynamics. What is the name? But I will remember
It will come back to
when you
you.
do the phase diagrams um, like water, for example, then you have these meeting points. And we are, I feel, in such times with many states. And I would I will invite you to take some moment to orient ourselves, since
Yeah, I
the
think that
year
would
has
be
been
really good.
beginning with many feelings, with the feeling maybe of this new dawns and sunrises that we were talking, but on the same time, the darkness, the heaviness, the disorientation. So let's take a moment and feel and sense our body, our feet on the ground, the position of our back. How are we? I'm not leaning on my seat, but I'm sitting straight. You may just feel if you want to lean on your seat or stand. And also, I'm not looking into the camera because I'm allowing my eyes to wander around the room I am in and to let the world contact me through my eyes, through the light that I see around, the colors. I have some beautiful flowers and plants over here. And you may also contact the world, or let the world contact you through your ears, listening. It's a quality of winter, is one of the sense, is the sense of winter, of water, listening, ear. Maybe you listen to my voice, but there's also background noise or music. And you take notice, or bring your awareness to smell. I'm smelling my essence oils that I use.
Mm.
Hmm. And also, what are you tasting? I was drinking coffee before starting here, so I'm still having the taste of the coffee on my mouth. And being aware of the different feelings in your body. Might be some parts of your body are tense, the shoulders, the back, or relaxed. The different temperatures you might be experiencing. I have my hands are a little bit cold, but the rest of my body is warm and cozy. It helps to notice that we are able to live with apparent opposite situations in the same body, because we have cold and warm in the same body at the same time, and they coexist and they can be together there, like tension and relaxation also. And you bring your awareness to your breathing, how you are connected, how we are connected, all of us, through air, through breathing, not only among humans, but with the living world, with the trees, with the plants. Yeah, and you let your body show you if there needs a side or any other movement to be here and now with the sensations. And you can choose to bring your awareness to the screen or not, and listen to me. I wanted to share a story I heard in December. It's a Zen story about the Three Sutras. The sutras are the Buddhist teachings, and I will read it because I don't want to forget some of the details. So it says, Tetsugen, a devotee of Zen in Japan, decided to publish the sutras, Buddhist texts, which at that time were available only in Chinese. The books were to be printed with woodblock in an edition of 7,000 copies, so a tremendous undertaking. Tetsugen began by traveling and collecting donations for this purpose. A few sympathizers would give him 100 pieces of gold, but most of the time he received only small coins. He thanked each donor with equal gratitude. After 10 years, Tetsugen had enough money to begin his task. It happened that in that time, the Uji River overflowed. Famine followed. Tetsugen took the funds he had collected for the book and spent them to save others from starvation. Then he began again his work of collecting. Several years afterwards, an epidemic spread over the country. Tetsugen gave away what he had collected to help his people. For a third time, he started his work, and after 20 years, his wish was fulfilled. The printing blocks which produced the first edition of sutras can be seen today in Obaku Monastery in Kyoto. The Japanese tell their children that Tetsugen made 3 sets of sutras, and that the first 2 invisible sets surpass even the last one.
Oh, it's a beautiful story. I love it.
Yeah. So let it sink in and take form inside of you, whatever it means, and then I can share what evoked in me. But I like it for the beginning of the year. And this time of year intentions or goals and that we set for us.
Oh, for me, the word immediately that came into my head was effort, and effort, but in a way of linked to perseverance and persistence, but also nothing is wasted. You know, some people might think, oh, the first 2 journeys were just waste of time. You know, you spent all that time, however many years, collecting and then giving away. But in doing that, a world was being healed or softened or supported, and he was living the sutras. He was living the words that he then managed to publish at some point in time. Yeah, but it's the living the words that is the most important thing. It's the being in that state of mind. That's what I found really powerful. that actually, so when they said, oh, the first two books are the most important, are the most powerful, well, I can't remember the exact word you said. It's the living the bit, it's doing it, it's being it. So we can write all whatever we want to write, but we have to be and do that. And that's the hard work. I think the easy bit is printing the book or writing the words. It's the being in the state, the doing bit, the being and doing bit. That's the really allowing those words that probably were printed to be seen through every action, every word, every thought, every interaction you have with people around you. And not just with people, with the world around you, with all living things. My aim for this year is to go to Japan and to go to Kyoto. So maybe I need to find this temple and see if I can find that set of sutras. And if not this year, whenever I get there. So it's something around just being, for me, it's living our values in every day, in everything that we do. What about you? Sorry, I've just rambled on, but those are the things that came up for me.
No, I think that's for me it's quite valuable to listen to you, and I think you put into words what I have been feeling since I listened to it. I reflected back on my journey in this past year since I decided to step out of my known path and do things, and the things that are in my mind I define or put form into. I didn't achieve it in that way, and for some time I was feeling that was a failure, but actually the core intention, and again I come back to the invitation of finding the core essence or the true essence of what we are and what we are incarnating and what we are through the different situations. The core intention is why I did what I did is I wanted to be present in my life. I wanted to be present in my relationships. I didn't want to be the person I was in the past that was in such an altered state of emotions and things that I was not present in whatever I was doing, not in my work, not with my son, not in any relationship. So even though the path I have been on didn't show up in the way my mind pretended to be, I have been learning, and I am more and more present than I was 6 years ago. So it's a reminder for me, and that's what reflects the way now I come into the beginning of a year or the end of a year. In the past, I used to put very because you say how I will move if I don't have concrete goals, and so now I have it's a mixture of, I have focus areas of my life and things that are important I develop, but on the same time I have or I work on the energy or the quality of what I want to have. No, so for example, if I want to relaunch my business and start my activities as coach and all this stuff, what are the qualities or what that would bring me, or what I want to convey to people with that? It's already present in my here and now. I don't need to wait that happens to be, in that sense, the person I want to be or show or feel. So if through that I want to feel that I contribute into the world, I can contribute to the world every day with my words, with my writing, with my son or anything. So I think that's what Tetsugen reflects. No, imagine if he would have said, "No, this man is for printing the sutras, but I don't care if people die." Then what kind of sutras are that?
Then he's not living those words. He's not being.
Yeah.
wants and what he believes in.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that bring us again with the world. The world in the moment, it's quite evident for many people. For maybe for me, was evident years ago when I have my crisis. But it's that is not about making beautiful statements or good like company values or country values or whatever. It's living them, and we
Mm.
are not dumb. We know when it's not true. It's just that sometimes it's comfortable to stay in the comfortable lives.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, the question is how we can shape our intentions in a way that we start to create and to know and to be conscious that this is available here and now, and that we don't need to wait to the fulfillment. You don't need to wait to go to Japan to see the sutras. You already
No,
got them inside of
actually
you.
live it now.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I love that piece, and I think it fits really kind of well with something that I do, and I know many other people do, and I have my own particular way of doing this. But in between that Christmas and the early days of January, I have a little kind of tiny little ceremony about how. So it's a way of leading myself into the new year,
Mm-hmm.
um, where I write down a set of intention, 13 things that I would like to be for me, how I want to live my life in fullness with others. And I write them on tiny little pieces of paper, and I
Mm-hmm.
fold them up into little tiny squares and pop them into a jar. And then after Christmas Day, every night, just literally pick one out, light a match, and burn it. I have no idea what was written inside. I don't open them up and read what is it I'm burning tonight. All of those things, those 13 things that I wrote down, I will have here in my heart. They are intentions about the way I'm showing up. And
Mm-hmm.
on the last day, which is the 6th of January, there's two left. And I take one, burn one, and then the last one I open up. Now, before I did this, which is, can't really see the words,
It's too much light.
too much lights. It's the
Your
year
compass.
compass. And it's a little review of your last year and then an intention setting, kind of just more like, things that you might wish for or want to be and how you want to show up in the world. And I had written here a while ago, the phrase community cohesion. And then when I finally got to open up this one, I actually realized that I had written a bit more. And it actually happened to be community cohesion. But I had written something else. It only happens when you take the time to talk.
Mm.
Now, that for me is the kind of sticky bit. This is me living this through. So if I truly want community cohesion, I have to step into some of those more stickier, challenging parts of the conversations that I might shy away from, which may not be easy for me because I want a world where it's peaceful cohabitation and people respecting and seeing everybody. But I have to do that too. And that's the hard bit. And I know that I always have to sort of take a bit of a deep in breath. And I think, oh, this is going to be a challenge, but it's also something that I really know will make our world a better place if we have those conversations and we start to have more of those conversations with people outside our kind of social circle, outside our work, circle, outside our political circle, yeah, outside our religious or spiritual belief circle. Having those conversations are going to support everybody and all living things manage to have a better life. I think maybe that's my sutra. maybe I'm describing a sutra, a way of being, is to
Mhm.
have those conversations. And they can be really short in a coffee shop or in a supermarket, or they could be longer. But for my challenge will be not to shy away from or not to be too fearful when I enter a place where I'm not in agreement with something.
Mhm, mhm,
And it's
mhm.
that piece when I'm in a place of disagreement, that's probably going to be something that I'll be working on over this year.
Hmm. Well, I think life is providing us with I mean, many um,
Instances.
yeah, situations to practice that. Actually, as I mentioned, recently there has been all this and yeah, unsettling and also confronting situation in Venezuela where people have many opinions. And I
Mm,
have been Venezuelan. I have been 21 years away from Venezuela. It's not the only unsettling situation we have lived through. Actually, we have been
mm,
living through many challenging and horrendous things. And we have been, as Venezuelans, also tear apart with our opinions, our political positions, about, yeah, our beliefs and all this stuff. And I hope and I see from some of the people, from some Venezuelans and from myself, the point where we, of course, we are, our hearts are touched by what happens, but also there's the practice or trying, and I have been dwelling with that in why do I need to have an opinion and why I want to convey to people. Do I really need to convince someone of what I'm feeling or believing? And it has been quite challenging to sit right now and to listen. I have many different friends and people with different opinions, and friends that call me because they are worried and they want to know how
like
I'm
me.
feeling, and yeah,
Yeah.
and how is people in Venezuela and all these things and all the people. So what I have been practicing is to see beyond the whatever opinion people may have is the care and the love and the common thread. And again, with the analogy with the water, is to see beyond whatever people may, how they may express how this situation is impacting them. There's care, there's also fear, there's a need for certainty,
Mm,
there's need for having a control on the over the world. And seeing the person that is trying to connect with me for the care and love they have with me, and not because they are challenging my belief in whatever form is adorned in the opinions.
mm,
And I know it's challenging because we have many topics in the world. You can choose, you can pick whatever topic you want because we have like for whatever taste, you have all the politicals, gender, whatever,
whatever.
religion.
Yeah.
We can go on. But my invitation is sometimes whenever you can, it's just sit down and make the exercise to see where is the love in that situation. And sometimes the
Mm,
love is expressed in fear as a need of love or certainty. We with the fear we are expressing, I'm afraid, I need to believe this, that I can like put order in my world and make it right in my mind that has some sense, because we are living in times uh, where there's no much that we can like know for sure anymore,
mm,
or it's evident. I think it was always like that. We live under the illusion we have a lot of order. And right now it's the invitation, okay, what are we sharing beyond the apparent non-sharing beliefs?
yeah.
We are sharing the need for being seen, the need for safety, the need for belonging, the need for love. We want to be
Mm,
loved, we want to be seen, and we want to be safe. All of us, whatever we believe.
mm. Oh, seen, safe, loved. I think we should stop there, Gabby.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Sam, and anyone watching us in this quite start of the year. Again, the invitation to look for the sunrises, for the
Mm.
light, even in this, maybe in the Northern Hemisphere is quite evident the darkness. And behind all that, there's always sun and
Mm.
shining rays of sun trying to
Mm.
reach us out. So yeah, let us know where are you in the world, where are you in the world, and what are your intentions this year, and how are you living it? And yeah, subscribe, share, like, and
Mm.
participate. Thank you very much. This was With Wisdom, Embodying Energy, and Embracing Seasons. Bye,
Thank
Sam.
you. Bye bye.